Here we go. There is a soulmate here that you're connected to. Could also be a twin. It feels like a strong soul connection. Could specifically be a water sign. Could also be somebody that you have distanced yourself from because of the fact that this person's not taking the relationship seriously enough. Okay? But this is definitely somebody who doesn't want you to leave. Or definitely somebody who doesn't want you to let go of what you have. They definitely enjoy what you have at this time. Okay? So I don't feel like this is somebody you're in full no contact with. If you are, I feel like this is fairly recent. I definitely feel like this is somebody who still feels like there's something here that they want to enjoy. They really do feel like there's something you offer them, and the way that you guys connect, it's different than anything else they've ever experienced. It's not just the joy. It's this feeling of like safety, familiarity. There's a mutual respect here. Yeah. Tell me a little bit, my body. What do we need to know about this person? What do they want to say to my collective at this time? Damn. This is somebody who doesn't want the cycle to close. This is somebody who feels very guilty about sabotaging this relationship, so they're going to try to stop you from closing the cycle. Damn. But what do they got to stop you is the question. That's a big question. Because there's definitely this energy of like a Hail Mary. For those not into the sports, including me, Hail Mary is like, let's do anything we can. Let's like a last ditch effort. Okay. Making a last ditch effort in an attempt to try to negotiate big, barter, plead, steal, show from the highest rooftops, boombox on the shoulder, something along those lines. Okay. There's this desire here to try to appeal to you to some degree in order to prevent the cycle from closing. Because this is somebody who feels like you're at the precipice of closing the cycle. They're definitely sensing that you are in this state in which you're not really enjoying yourself anymore. This is your energy in this connection. You're not enjoying this anymore, and you're seeing this as something that you have to heal from or heal because of. Some of you are like, this is just triggering to me. And every time I reconnect with this person, it's just more healing. So you're still connected to this person for most of you, but you also feel like they're very triggering. You feel like, for some of you, you feel like this is a karmic. Damn. What does my collective think about this person? Here's the thing. Here's the truth. Do you know, for most of you who are resonating with this message, do you want to know why this person is still coming up in your energy? Because most of you are like, why is this person in my energy? Get them out of my energetic field. Okay? I already walked away from this person. The reason why? Most of you do still wish for something with this person. Most of you do still desire something with this person, or you feel like this is somebody who has everything you could ever wish for, if they could actually step into that or embody that. For some of you, you look at this person like more idealistically based on like what they could offer you and what the relationship could be. And because of that, you're viewing this as like, wow, this could be everything I could ever want in a partnership. This is somebody who on paper checks off all the boxes. They look the part. You have an amazing rapport with them. You feel like the dynamic is really natural. You feel that there's a genuine bond. You enjoy your time with them. The two of you laugh, and you have perhaps a very high comfort level in sharing yourself vulnerably with this person. Like, they check off all of those boxes. You're like, they have a good job. They're financially in a good place in their life. They seem to be a kind and giving individual. They're intelligent, empathetic. They're spiritual. Like, they have everything you want. Yes. And you look at this person like, wow, if you could get your stuff together. If only you could get it together. Look at what we could have. It could be magical. Because they are objectively, idealistically, everything you could ever wish for. But they're also an enigma. There's an element of like, how much of this is actually true and how much of this is like a holographic projection of what you see could be possible, or what you see could be the potential based on how they're initially showing up in the relationship. Dang. Okay. And I feel like right now, this is definitely somebody who's being a little bit cold. She's being a little bit cold. But it's also, it's interesting. It's like they're being cold to try to prove a point. And as soon as this retrograde cycle comes in, for most of you by next week, like early next week, you're going to get some type of pulling on your energy, some type of attempt to be able to negotiate with you or create some type of agreement here with you. Because they are sensing that you are not having it anymore. Despite the fact that you do see them idealistically and you see that this is somebody who is everything you could ever wish for, what you're not impressed with at this time is their lack of courage. You're not impressed with their lack of courage. So you do care about this person. You pray for this person. For some of you, you're not praying for their downfall. You're praying for this person. You pray that they have a wonderful life. You send them love, light, well wishes, thoughts and prayers. You're like, yes, I wish the best for you. That's the solar plexus energy, right? The willingness to give yourself over to prayer, give yourself over to these benevolent forces, the universe who can see all things. You send them that love, but you also, there's this energy of like sending them love and letting them go to some degree if they can't show up in the way that you need them to show up. Tell me how this person is showing up in this relationship at this time outside of this coldness. Yeah, this is somebody who's not, at least up until this time, reciprocating your efforts in the relationship. This feels like Virgo energy to me. Could also be water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Feels like someone who's a couple years older than you. This is somebody who I feel like has some issues with confidence. And I do feel like when you first met this person, you attracted them because you had some challenges with confidence, an unhealed feminine energy on your side, unhealed masculine energy on their side. But this is also somebody that I see is still avoiding their healing. Now, what are they going to say when they come forward to try to negotiate with my collective? That they've really been thinking a lot about your connection, that they don't want to deceive you, that they don't want to be a temptation in your life, that they want to be able to offer you some type of stability, that they feel this desire still, even though you have kind of put this person in the naughty corner. It's like they still want this. They still see potential for growth. And they're sick of being stuck in their head about this. How will my collective respond to this negotiation? I feel for a lot of you might actually avoid this, or you may look at this as something you're not willing to entertain just because you don't want to have a negotiation. You're sick of negotiating for what you deserve. The moment you have to tell someone what you need multiple times, the moment you have to negotiate with someone multiple times, you've already lost. It's like every time you have a conversation with someone to ask for what you need and they still neglect it or they're unable to provide it and you continue to have the same conversation, it's like it's just continuing to diminish your self-worth. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're like, yeah, I'm tired. You don't want to negotiate. And you also feel like if you do negotiate with this person, you could end up in another dark night of the soul. For some of you, you feel like this is going to trigger you into another awakening. You're like, hell no. Danger. Will Robinson, I am not going back into the dark night of the soul. For most of you, you've already gone through it. It was a very powerful awakening. And it feels like for most of you, you're just finally now feeling at peace. Finally now feeling settled. Okay? So what do we need to know about the future of this relationship? What do we need to know specifically regarding the future of this relationship? Okay. I still see for most of you, this is definitely somebody that does want to step into their courage. Okay. This is definitely somebody who feels like there is a soul tie here. There is so much chemistry in this connection. I don't see that this relationship is over, to be honest. I don't see it being over. I feel like this is somebody who does have to heal. And it feels like the reason why for a lot of you, this is somebody who has been guarded up until this time is because they intuitively, subconsciously were aware of the fact that there was healing necessary. And I feel like this is somebody who is still guarding themselves, or there is still a resistance here to provide a full offer. But I actually feel like that's beneficial to you right now. And I know for a lot of you, you're like, how is that beneficial? How is it beneficial for someone to withhold something that I ultimately want? Well, it's beneficial because even if this person came forward to offer you something exactly in this moment, this is somebody who would sabotage it. Truthfully. They would sabotage the relationship. They would pick you apart. They would nitpick. They would find something wrong. They would run. They would ghost. They wouldn't be able to sustain the energy. For a lot of you, it's like this is somebody who needs to be able to do right by themselves first. And for most of you, this has been a tough pill to swallow, but something that has become increasingly easier to swallow as you become more spiritually evolved and aware of the interconnection between all things, and you develop this increased level of compassion for both yourself and others. You actually realize that is what is for the greater good of all. For the greater good of all, you are allowing this person to focus on their healing, but you will not negotiate with Eris. You're not going to negotiate with this person. You're like, no, I'm not going to have another one of these conversations where it feels like you just break down what you're wanting into something smaller. I don't see that being the case. Okay. I feel for a lot of you, you're looking at this person like, until you're ready to jump headfirst into this, I'm not interested. That's what you want. You want a brand new cycle, brand new opportunities. Okay. You want this to be like all in or out. That's what you're feeling. Okay. And it feels like for a lot of you, you're patient and confident enough to allow this person to come forward correct. What will be this relationship by the end of February? What do we need to know about it? Damn. For most of you, by the end of February, there is, again, this person coming forward a second time. I'm seeing there being initial communication happening next week for a lot of you. It feels like most of you will stay detached from this because it doesn't represent what you're wishing for. After that, this is somebody who's going to realize you're serious. Because I feel like this is the first time you're really going to turn this person down, push them away. And once they realize you're serious, coming back for it again to have a conversation with you because they feel like they're missing something in their life without you. They feel like they're missing something in their life without you. What will they desire when they come back forward in April? What do we need to know about that energy? Damn. You are their happiness. You are their happiness. I feel like this is somebody who knows at this time that if they do not move towards you, that they will miss out on their happiness. And again, for most of you, this is a strong soul connection. This is somebody who doesn't want to live with regrets. They don't want to live with regrets. They've been repressing their desires up until this time because they've been clinging on their comfort zone. Okay, they've been clinging to this old comfort zone of theirs. Okay, what supports this person in moving forward? What supports this person in moving towards my collective? Dang. Yes, Peyton. So what supports this person is recognizing that they are worthy and deserving of you. The more that y'all recognize that you are the prize, you are the trophy, you are everything, you are all someone could want and more, the more you step into that level of awareness, the more this person does the same. They realize that they are worthy of someone of your magnitude. So for a lot of you, you're really bolstering each other and helping each other. That's not uncommon for a soul connection. You support each other on individual and collective missions. And there's definitely this energy of supporting each other to gain a higher level of confidence. On your person's side, this is somebody who the more confident they become, the more they realize the truth. That up until this time, they have been avoiding transcending these obstacles that have prevented them to come into a state of union with you. And it feels like this is somebody who knows that at this time, if they continue to hold themselves back, it's on them. You have done enough. You have appealed to this person enough. I feel like in your past, you would meet this person where they were, but not anymore. I feel like most of you are closing this cycle here or attempting to close the cycle. Final insight. Yes, Josie, I have one more spot left. Final insight here on my collective side. Advice for my collective specifically. Damn. Some of you need to stop watching this person altogether if you are watching them, just to see what they're doing or to see whether or not you can corroborate something they told you about themselves. For some of you, this is somebody who you feel like is actually not happy in their life, but maybe you're seeing things that make you think that they are, or that there's some type of illusion or deception. I feel for many of you, you need to just not be plugged in at all to what's going on there. Okay? Not be plugged in at all to what's going on there. And take this distance for yourself. The more most of you find distance to be something that actually feels peaceful, the more you will allow yourself to move beyond this like egoistic need for someone to suffer for you to be happy. I said what I said. Other people don't need to suffer for you to be happy. This is a lesson I've learned on my journey. I feel like we've all learned this on our journey. This person does not need to suffer to grieve or to mourn the pain that you've experienced. They don't need to suffer for you to be happy. You can be happy by your damn self. You can be happy even if this person's happy. You can choose to be happy at any time. For those who are needing this person to suffer, and I'm saying this with love because I've been there. This is not a judgment. There's no judgment here. But for those who are requiring this person to suffer, your person, that's something that you have to atone to. That's something that you have to address. That's something that you have to figure out as to why that is a necessity or a requirement. Because that feels like it comes again from a wounded place and a desire for this person to be held accountable for your pain, which if anything is preventing the accountability process, which would directly correlate to you moving into a state of happiness. So it's about saying, I'm willing to take accountability for my pain and not offload it or delegate it to anyone. No one else is required to suffer for your happiness. Your happiness is your choice at any given time. For most of you, I see you moving into a state of empowerment at this time, in which you are feeling more at peace than you have in some time. And as you become empowered, as you make difficult decisions that are painful and uncomfortable, you're going to be happier, but this is a happiness that's sustainable. There are two types of happiness, okay? There's a happiness that is temporary, that comes from somebody outside of you or some type of external validation that takes place when you're like, this person sent me a nice message, or this person took me on a nice meal, this person and I had this milestone in our relationship, or this job opportunity came up, or this money came into my life. That's an external form of happiness, always temporary. Almost always temporary, okay? The happiness that is within you that comes from making difficult decisions and staying committed to yourself and building up that level of self-trust and self-worth and having willpower and discipline and self-respect to the extent where you're like, damn, I am happy with my life. Why? Because I built this brick by brick. I built this life brick by brick. You did. You built your happiness brick by brick. It takes longer, but it also stays longer. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. For most of you, for the first time, after the releasing of the heaviness and the weight of this karma and expectations, I just heard, expectations, you will feel happier than you've ever felt. Okay? Real. So, final advice here on this person's side. What are they? They are on the verge of a breakthrough. They are on the verge of a breakthrough. This is definitely somebody whose third eye is starting to become activated to the extent where they're no longer feeling like they can't isolate themselves. Like I said, I do see them coming forward, but it's before they're ready. And their coming forward before they're ready is another reflection, or it's respective of the fact that they're still trying to control this process. That's on them, though. The fact that they're trying to control things is on them. They need to fully surrender, as you have already. Okay? And the final advice on your side is to be able to continue to trust. Continue to trust in your guides, but also know that you are your guides and your guides are you. So the more that you have this trust in yourself to make changes when you feel like you're not welcome at the party anymore, you're not having fun anymore, you're not enjoying the environment, the atmosphere, the dynamic anymore, it doesn't feel healthy for you anymore, you don't feel happy anymore, you don't feel at peace anymore, you feel like your guides are looking over your shoulder. When you get to that place, to trust that you have what it takes, you have the tenacity, the wherewithal, you have the willpower to not only make a decision for yourself, but stick to it. Y'all got it. You realize that you have it. And I feel for most of you, you're just starting to realize that you have this. Okay? Final advice moving forward. Yes, there's a solid foundation that's being formed at your life. We shall hope that this person comes to sit at the table that you are crafting at this time. But I feel for most of you, what's most important is that you don't dwell on what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. For most of you, it's just in knowing that you are building the foundation for your life that you deserve, truthfully. And let this person miss out on not only you, but the life that you're building. For most of you, you're very magical, you're very powerful, you're very capable, you have so many gifts, you're going to build an incredible life for yourself. And this is somebody who could potentially not only miss out on you, but miss out on that life. That's on them. Like, let them regret you. Let them miss you. Let them go through the process of mourning what they could have had times 2. Okay? And for most of you, you're not even seeking that out as a form of satisfaction, but that's something that you should know that will in fact take place. But again, we don't negotiate with terrorists around here, right? We don't negotiate. So the final advice, like we said, allow your guides to support you. Right now, you're going through the process of alchemy. It feels like your guides are coming in to provide additional assistance. Feel your way through this. For some of you who have been trying to disconnect from your emotions, to shut this person down just because you don't want to feel what it feels like to let go of this, you got to feel your way through this. That's the only way out, is through this. Okay? But for those who are experiencing a rebirth in the very near future, even after this Venus retrograde, in the early spring months, you're going to feel better than you ever have. You're going to feel better than you have in a long time. And many of you have started the purging process. You've started the spiritual shedding process. You started the process of releasing these old identities, belief systems. And that can be painful because we're mourning and grieving a version of ourselves that no longer is. But so as the spring, we allow ourselves to experience this overwintering. We see the melting then of the snow. We see the new signs of spring, the crocuses, the daffodils poking their head out of the soil. We experience that fresh growth, new optimism, and the awareness of the fact that a new season is upon us. If we can see it, if we can experience it, if we can be present in it. Okay? I hope that message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you enjoyed that collective message, 1111 down below to let me know. We are going to